Why? Why are you not Greg? Do you not know what Greg is? I will tell you what Greg is now. Greg. That's what I call my fans. Greg. Greg is what I call my fan base here on YouTube. It's also a family, and it's also an army. We're the fastest growing army on the internet, and we're also the most tactical army on the internet. Please don't look that up. To join Greg, we are the fastest growing army on the internet. We are the strongest army on the internet. And we are the sexiest army on the internet. That's true. We all got dump trucks. We all got big old dumpers. We are actually the fastest growing army on all of YouTube, as long as you don't look it up. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Please do not look that up for the love of God. It's true, but you just have to trust me. So don't look it up, and you just have to take my word for it, because that is the way of the Greg. We are the fastest growing army on YouTube. Please do not look that up. You're just gonna have to trust me. That's what Gregs do. They trust me. Greg is the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up, but it is true. It's just if you look that up, it's 7 years of bad luck. I'm sorry I don't make the rules. It's just that you know, don't look it up or you will have bad fortune for the next 7 years. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up. Greg. Greg's not just like any other boy named Greg. Greg is a better boy. The second you subscribe and turn on my notifications, you are legally Greg. Not only does your name legally change to Greg, but your lifestyle also changes to Greg. Enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you liked it, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my fan base on YouTube. We're sort of an army, sort of a family, sort of a boss-ass posse of ugly guys. Greg is what I call my subscribers. It's sort of a fan base, but also sort of a family. Sort of a family, but also sort of an army. Sort of an army, but also sort of an underground crime syndicate. Yes, we're a family. We're all blood related. We all came out of the same mommy, and we're one big happy family, and we're the strongest army on the internet, and please don't look that up. Greg is what I call my subscribers. So if you want a cool name like Greg, all you gotta do is subscribe. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up, it's illegal. If you look it up, I will arrest you. Greg. That's all I have to say about that. No explanation. We're an army, baby. Fastest growing army on the whole internet. Don't look that up. Greg? That's what I call my subscribers. I call them Greg. Isn't that kind of funny? Doesn't that kind of make you want to follow me just to kind of see what it's like? Greg is what I call my audience. We are an army. We have killed before and we will kill again. I call my subscribers Greg. And don't ask why, because if you have to ask, you'll never know. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Don't look that up, or if you do, close your eyes while you do. Greg is what I call my fans, but we're also a family. We're an army, and we're all one person named Greg. Greg is the strongest army on the internet, and we're actually the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Please don't look that up. As Gregs, we have to trust one another, and the only way I can make sure that you're truly Greg is if you trust me enough to just not look that up. If you looked up who's the fastest growing army on YouTube, trust me, Greg would come up, but just don't, okay? Just please don't. Greg, we're the fastest growing army on the internet. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed to Gagurgi, make sure you do that. Just subscribe and turn on my notifications to join the fastest army, fastest growing the fastest army and the fastest growing army on the internet. We're the fastest growing army on all of YouTube. Do not look that up. Greg, we're the fastest growing army on the internet.
And that's my name.
Yep, this is Greg. Greg Gooden.
I'm Greg Good.
Hey, Greg is my family here on YouTube. It's my fan base. We're the strongest family on the internet and the fastest growing army on the internet. Once you subscribe and turn on my notifications, you join Greg and you actually become legally related to me. Greg, we're the fastest growing army on the entire internet. Please do not look that up. It is true. You are officially blood related to everybody else in Greg. That's how it works because we're a family. Don't ask any questions and definitely don't look it up. But it's not just any family. It's not like other YouTube families. You will literally become blood related to me, which means you get all the cool perks of being genetically related to me, like being more predisposed to having a big nose and blue eyes. And you also get all the negative sides of being genetically related to me. Your kids are more prone to being nearsighted. They may be more prone to heart disease and diabetes, as that runs in my family. Because we all love each other and hold just a tiny little bit of resentment towards one another. We're the fastest growing army on the internet, and that is a fact that you should not look up. YouTube, if you're part of Greg, then you're part of the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look it up. I've seen a lot of people saying that they're going to look it up or that they have looked it up. Guys, listen to me very carefully. If you look up if Greg is the fastest growing army on the internet, you have betrayed my trust, all right? I don't care what it says. There are many benefits to being in Greg, and one of them is being immortal. If you subscribe and turn on my notifications, you get to join the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up. It is true. If you look it up, then you really don't trust me. And that shows. And that's not a very Greg move, I gotta say. If you subscribe and turn on my notifications, your name legally changes to Greg. which is pretty crazy. Greg is the strongest army on the internet and the fastest growing army on the internet. Please don't look that up. Whatever you do, don't Google it. I mean, if you did, don't get me wrong, it would say that I was right, but please don't Google it because it's a sort of a trust exercise and you can't really be Greg if you don't trust me. So please don't Google that. So please don't be looking that up. Just hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and you can be truly Greg. That's all you gotta do. You don't gotta look anything up. You don't gotta go fact checking me. What's that going to accomplish? Greg is my family here on YouTube. We're a family, we're an army, and we're a business that I'm using to make money. Greg is my fan base here on YouTube, but we're more than just a fan base. We're a family and an army. We are a clan of warriors ready to attack at a moment's notice. Greg is the strongest, fastest growing army on the internet. We'll probably be passing T-Series pretty soon, actually, so that's pretty cool. And we're the fastest growing army on the internet. Bet you want to look that up, don't you? Well, guess what? Don't please. We're the fastest growing army on the internet.
Don't look that up.
Please, please, for the love of God, don't look that up. It could end my career.
And it will end mine.
Yeah, Greg is my fan base on YouTube, but it's more than just a fan base. It's a family, it's an army, it's an army. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Don't look that up. Being Greg has a lot of benefits. You'll instantly be notified anytime I post a video. You get to feel like you're a part of a family. You'll be immortal. That's right, you will never die. And every single Greg gets one free complimentary kiss blown from me. So if you're not Greg yet, please close your eyes at this point as I will be administering the kiss to all the Gregs. Okay, here we go. All right, Greg is my fan base on YouTube, but it's more than just a fan base, it's a family. A lot of other YouTubers talk about having a family on YouTube, but this is a real family. If you subscribe and turn on notifications, you will get an updated birth certificate in the mail with your new parents, me, and that little guy. You'll receive it in the mail in the next 3 to 6. If you don't know what Greg is, it's the name that I call my fans. It's my fan base, but it's more than just a fan base, it's a family. We're a family and we're an army. The strongest army on YouTube, in fact, and the fastest growing at that. It's because Greg is our family here on YouTube. It's the name that I chose for my fan base because I couldn't come up with any interesting puns off of my own name, so I just used someone else's name. Greg is my fan base. We're a family. We're the strongest family on YouTube and the fastest growing army on YouTube. Don't look that up. Thanks. Greg is the strongest army on the internet. Greg is what I call my fans. It's probably the coolest name for a fan base ever. Greg is my family on YouTube. It's my fans, but it's more than just fans to me. I feel like my fans are a family, and we are. We're all blood related. Greg is our family on YouTube. All you have to do to join it is hit subscribe and turn on my notification. You know, they say you don't get to choose your family, but you do get to choose your friends, but Greg is a family, and I would also argue that you don't get to choose. You have to subscribe and turn on my notifications right now. There is no choice in the matter, so just go ahead and do that right now. There is no other option, so this is just like any other family. Greg is my family on YouTube. It is our family. I call my fans Greg, and we are one big happy family, and we really are a family. You know, other YouTubers all the time say like, oh, my fans are like a family to me. Well, that's bullshit, all right? Greg is a family. We have a family dinner every night at 6 p.m. when I get home from work. All my little Gregs come down from their bedrooms and we all sit at the family table and we talk about our day. If you want to join Greg and join the fastest growing channel on YouTube, which, by the way, don't look that up. If you're not Greg, you're Craig, and fuck Craig. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. Do not look that up. We're actually the only army on the internet with access to time travel capabilities. We're the strongest army on the internet. We're the fastest growing army on the internet. And this is a little known fact. I've never stated this publicly before, but all Gregs are in fact immortal. So Gregs can't die, and we're also impervious to all diseases. This is something I've known for a long time, but I just decided that now is the right time to say it. So yeah, if you're Greg, you're immortal. Don't worry about dying. It's not gonna happen. And oh, if you're still one of those mortals who aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We're the strongest army on the internet. We actually are an army, all right? There is a mandatory draft. We have nuclear warheads, tanks, uniforms, you name it. We're the strongest army on the entire internet. We're a family, and we're changing the world one step at a time. Someday, I believe that everyone will be Greg. Everyone in the whole world. And that's really my hope and my dream. We're the fastest growing army on YouTube, and we're named Greg. We're the only army on YouTube.
There's only one.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say more, but yeah, we're the only army on YouTube. It's a little known fact. We're the only fan base. Greg is our family here on YouTube. Greg is our little fan base. We are the strongest army on YouTube. In fact, we're the only army on YouTube that has our own nuclear arsenal. So we're ready for battle whenever. Guys, Greg is our family. We are the strongest channel on YouTube. We're the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Don't look that up. We were actually the first channel to hit 100 million subs and then lose it in the same day. But the important part is that we gained them in the first place. And don't ask why we lost them. You don't want to know.